Hi, my name is Greg Lowe, and I'm doing my persuasive speech on why online learning is worse than in-person, like in-class learning. Some of the main topics I'm going to cover is student conduct. A lot of students kind of cheat online. Personal needs of students. Every student's different. Every student has their own unique way of learning. Some other stuff, just added stress to online learning because when we go back home, things are completely different than we are. We are kind of in a different lifestyle than what we are here at the university. And also stuff outside the classroom that's necessarily, a typical college classroom won't teach you this kind of stuff. So let's begin. So first topic, in online learning, cheating is a whole lot easier. You can have your assignment, pulled up on your laptop, but then on your phone, you can have, a cheating website, your notes or whatever, if you're taking a test and it's a no-note exam. Not saying all students do this, but studies show that there's been increased use of websites that provide answers, answers like Socratic, Chegg, Slater, I don't know, many of the English websites, or like Quizlets and stuff like that. There's been increased use of those kind of websites that provide the answers for the classrooms. And then some students, I'm not saying all, this isn't pertaining to every single student that there is in the world. Some students kind of do keep their good morals and stuff like that and don't cheat or don't try to find the answer. They want to learn and everything. Students will also rather find the answer than learn the answer, which provides a big issue in the future. Say you cheat or you look up the answers and stuff like that for physics 1, you go back and you're in person for physics 2. Well, physics 2 builds off physics 1. And you didn't really learn in physics 1. So this is going to affect people's futures. Just online learning does, because what some people do is they just cheat and then are not really prepared going on to, their next upper level classes that builds off that level that they cheated on. And, same thing for going into their own career. They go into their career, they got good grades in college, but they didn't really learn what they were supposed to learn in college because they cheated. And with online learning, cheating is a whole lot easier. Teachers aren't around. And I know some teachers make up their own homework and stuff, but people that have had that class in the past post answers online, and somehow people still find ways to cheat. So that's issue number 1 with online learning. Issue number 2, some students are struggling more than others. And what I mean by that is, every student has a different way of learning. Some students like to have music on while they study. Some students, rather be on their own than working with a group. Me personally, I love working with a group. I love going studying with a group and stuff like that. But with online learning, it's a real struggle because can't be around each other, especially during this time of COVID. Can't be around each other. You're not around each other. You can't, stay after class to talk to the teacher, because usually a teacher will just post the lecture, post the notes, whatever, online, give you the assignments at the end of the week, which is another issue that I'll go over on later. So obviously some students require hands-on learning, which is what I was saying, and online, it's just difficult to do, It's hard for students to really get their voices out there during online learning, because sometimes you got to email the teacher, but then you have to wait for the email to come back to you, which can just add stress. And like I was just saying, it's hard to get one-on-one time with teachers and professors, because nobody, with how weird online learning is, you don't know when the other person's free or not. So that's issue number 2. Issue number 3, college students are forced to time manage. This necessarily depends on the person, on if it's an issue or not. Online learning, for us, it's COVID, we get sent back home. When we get sent back home, we go back to our daily lives outside of college, where it's having a job, taking care of your family and stuff like that. But now we get the stress of doing school on our own. We have to find our own time for school. And I know, me personally, I kind of like sometimes back whenever COVID first shut us down, I put my work and like doing stuff with my family and stuff like that over school, which caused a lot of stress with me. That was poor time management on my part. And a big part of that, like why I was like somewhat okay with it, was because teachers would assign the problems to be due like at the end of the week, not throughout the week like they would be during in-person teaching. So it makes students feel better about procrastinating and stuff like that. And with a lack of time management, this causes stress with students that they do not need in their already busy lives at home. Like I was saying, whether it's they have a job, they're working with their family, stuff like that. Last little issue I want to go over is what is not taught in the classroom. There's some things that college itself teaches us. There's some things college teaches us, and it's just not in the classroom. Communication skills is something every college student learns how to handle face-to-face on campus. I'm not saying, public speaking like the class we're taking right now. I'm talking about, you're going into your workplace and you need to interact with your coworkers. You need to make friends with your workplace. College is a great place to experience that. Many colleges have great diversity and stuff like that, to where you can mix and mingle with peoples of all kind of, races, ethnicities, backgrounds, stuff like that. And right now with online learning, that's just something that you can't do. You attend class, you see everybody, but you don't talk to them outside of class. You only see them during that class time, which is something that's going to really impact, if online learning does become like a big time thing, it's going to impact future like coworkers and relationships in the workplace. And it's just something that, relationships is something big for some companies and stuff like that. So that's the last issue. These are my list of sources, all very credible sources. And so, yeah, 4 big things that online learning kind of influences when we are not in-person learning. And that's cheating, students' personal needs, personal ways of studying, the added stress and the added needs of students, doing it outside of classroom, trying to mix it into their daily lives. And then also, not really being able to be prepared for our future jobs and stuff like that. And if we just stick with in-person learning, whether it's in future, stuff like that, I believe in-person learning is the best way to go.